Good evening, everybody. Whoops. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Chesno. Hey, brother. Good evening, everybody out there around the world. Good to have you all with us. Scott Hammonds, Chesno, hey, brother. Jersey for Life, Jan R., John Worth, Slim BR, Diane, K. Smith, Cosmic Christie, Johnny, hey, brother. Good to see you. Dawn Renee, good to see you. Kay, everybody coming in here, wherever you are. I just acknowledge everybody out there. Bernie, everybody coming in here from all over the place. Kay Smith, Laura J, thank you. So this is Encounters. That's right. This is the show that is out of this world. Hey, Sprites. Hey, Raider 895. Tony K. This is a show that breaks the matrix, busts the matrix. You've heard about Encounters for a long time. You finally found yourselves here. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for the hat. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate that so much. Thank you, Lord J. Hey, Kid at Heart. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Everybody coming in here from all over the world, wherever you may be. Rita, Steele, welcome to the show. We're just getting started. No one has missed anything. Jim Bob, welcome to the show. And tonight we're going to get into a lot of things. HR, welcome. William, welcome to the show. Peace, love, and light, Marinette. Good to see you. Dustin 2111. Animal, Kansas City, Missouri. Good to have you with us. Pit 4, welcome. Lavola, good to see you. Dustin, hey, Dustin. Wendy Buchanan, welcome. It's just me, welcome to the show. Karen 82. Good, you're on your break. Good to have you with us. Hey, Rod, good to see you, brother. Josh, Thomas, Charlotte. A lot of good people all over the world coming in here. By Force, good to see you, brother. Robert Lamrock. You're watching Encounters, a show that's out of this world. So for those coming in here, we're going to be getting into C5 discussion. That'll be also included in tonight's format. If you're new to the show, this is a show. This is an actual talk show. And I'm a professional radio person on NPR Pacific Radio every Sunday morning, 11:30 to 1. I broadcast my radio show here on TikTok, The Cosmic Eye, Ashtar Command Radio. I'm also the man from Mars. My cup of tea. Good to see you. Good to see you and everybody else coming in here. Hey, Spiritual Spot. Hey, Spiritual Spot. Hey, Larry Proctor. Welcome to the show. Mary, welcome. All the new people, all the different people. Animal, good to have you with us. I'm also a man from Mars, meaning that I'm a starseed. So how I define where I come from is before being birthed into the human experience, I come from Mars, a planet that's inhabited by 10 to 15 million people that are very spiritual, very loving, human just like you, just like me here. One Toyota, good to see you. I'm also a teacher. Hey, Carrie79, so I'm not your normal teacher. I do workshops in the warm weather called The Journey to the Golden Ship of Light. I'm a C5 coordinator. Susan Mary, good to see you. I'm well versed in C5. We have an Ashtar Command contact program here in the United States. I'm one of the coordinators here in Connecticut, in the U.S. So welcome to the show. Good to have everybody here. Tony, welcome to the show. I see new names coming in. Welcome, Polly. Wherever you may be, you will be where you need to be. But you're here. Our studios are vast, so wherever you are around the world, get comfortable tonight, because you're going to be taking a trip with the commander, a cosmic journey where people are going to share their C5 experiences, people that are having encounters with probably different types of space people. That's what C5 really is, let's get honest. Contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. It's happening all over the world. Lori Lou, welcome to the show. Welcome. Hey, Robin Taylor, welcome. Rack Z, welcome to the show. I am the CmdrAleon with the Ashtar Command. I've worked with the Ashtar Command since before there was anything called the internet. That's right. You don't need an internet to know that the Ashtar Command exists, because they've been existing way before there was websites, before there were little groups on Facebook, which I have too. Good to have everybody here. Hey, I'm Serena, I believe. Oh, hey, hello, Serena. Good to have you with us. So we're going to talk about C5. We're going to get into that level of light. Hey, I'm Heather. Good to see you. I got my apple cider going. Peace for pray for peace. Welcome, May. I think it's Ma or Ma. I'm trying to read that person's name. So get yourselves comfortable here, folks, because now you're on the spaceship. In a way, you are. Once you come in this room, you're like in the spaceship. Leave all your thoughts behind, all your beliefs behind. When you come here, let go of everything you believe in. Me and Ma laugh. Okay? It's like being in a big spaceship when you come into this particular realm, which is the encounter show. Hey, Kitty Jackson. Good to have you with us. Take a deep breath, everybody. Let go. It's Howard Davis. Welcome to the show. Poll 345. Welcome. Get relaxed. There's nowhere you need to go. Just be here now. Nowhere to go. Good evening, Carol. And it's true. There's really nowhere to go at 11:15 in the evening if you're on the East Coast. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter where you are. Hey, Cliff. So the energies are protected in this room, in this show. The Ashtar Command protects everything I do. I have a ship about 20,000 feet above the studios. I say studios because I feel like I'm on the radio station, and above the location, cloaked. I do have a spaceship that is above me here, cloaked. And the tents are being radiating about 30 miles in all directions right now. Maybe you can feel the energy if you close your eyes. Maybe if you just close your eyes and don't think, you will feel the energy in this room. Because this room, this broadcast is well protected in the highest levels ever. John Connors said he had his first contact. Very interesting, John. John Connors is my friend out in Arizona. He had his first contact. You see? And that's exactly what's going to happen with a lot of people. You will start having your contacts. You're going to have your first contact. Gary Haas, good to see you. So we're going to be talking about C5 contacts. That's what C5 is. It's physical. John Connor, was that a physical contact? Yeah, Spirit, good to see you. Chris? John, was that a physical contact? You said you had your first contact. It absolutely was. All right, so thank you for the hat. We're going to bring different people up here to talk about their C5. And when I say C5, we're going to let John share his contact, etheric. I'm very interested to hear everybody share your C5 contacts. I'm bringing John up here to talk about that, to share C5 contact. And that means contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. Maybe you're getting visual contact. John, welcome to the show.
Hear me?
Let me bring my volume up. I think it's down. Yeah, I did that. My volume was down. I had my head. Good to see you, brother. And you had your first contact.
Yeah, it was. I thought I was. I thought I passed out honestly, and I like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was like, man, I'm still trying to get grasp of it, but it was. I just remember I was working on the pool, and I got real hot, so I thought I passed out. But when I woke up, I was sitting in the Well, when I came to, I don't know how to explain that part. All I know is that when I was where I was at, it was everything that people have been saying about like the beings themselves. They all have different places that they're from, locations in the universe. It's all different like that. But where we're at, how I took it was that we're inside of a controlled space of free will, and whatever happens is all depends on us and our reaction. It's our reaction to the action that happens to us. So whatever action
Hmm.
happens to you, your reaction is what makes the manifest to that ability.
Now, did you
Does that,
pass out? You said you passed out. You were out working outside.
yeah, but
And what happened? So, go ahead.
um, I went to go check the video on the which I'll send to you, the security video. I'm sitting there, and then all of a sudden I stop painting, and then I just go sit down. But I don't remember going and sitting down at all,
Mm-hmm.
especially on the step of the pool. It's just uncomfortable. There's no water in there.
Yeah.
Oh, and you see me, and I try to zoom in, but it doesn't zoom in all the way because just of the angle of how it is. But I'll send that to you.
Okay.
And it felt really warm. Like in my ears, it was really warm. And I remember coming back down to the ability to like use my body again, and it
Mm-hmm.
was very warm. And then it was like the light was getting brighter and brighter, and then all of a sudden my ears were ringing, and then I was just back in my body. But it
Hmm.
felt like I'm in my body up there too, but I wasn't.
Yeah. Now, when you said the light got brighter and brighter, I'm sensing the brightness was a spaceship. Am I incorrect about that?
Oh,
That's what.
when I left, it was a whole totally different hue of light. The light that we have now, how I was taking it, is scattered. But when I was coming up, it was like, yeah, I was ascending up. Yeah, and it was there
Yeah.
was like your picture up above you, those three
Yeah.
ships.
Yeah.
Those, it was like that, but they were all together. They were all combined
Oh,
in a
combined. I understand what that would be.
okay.
So, when you were ascending up, can you explain to the folks here, like when you went up, did you physically see the space people that you had contact with when you were, in that
Yeah,
situation?
yeah. It was like I already knew them, and they were like, "Hey, how was it? Like, was everything okay? How was your trip?" And I was like, "My trip? My trip where?" And they said, "You're you're." They pointed over, and I looked back where they were pointing to, and it was like a oblong shape bed, and
Hmm.
I was inside of that supposedly. And I always tell everybody, it looks like a med bed, like a sleep bed, like where you heal and
Med
stuff.
bed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. It was this dome, like, and I still see people in the ones that when I look back behind me, I still seen
Yeah.
people inside there with that aura blue of or like an
Yeah.
aura, around them. And
Okay.
I've never experienced anything like this, Commander. And I share it with you because of just what I've talked to you about before and everything like that. And it was never at any point in my mind that I was
You never
intoxicated.
thought you never thought this was going to happen, did you?
No, not ever. No, no,
See,
not ever.
see, you never know when things are going to happen, right?
Right. And I think to be, when they talk about reality, stop trying to be off the, into the rabbit hole. And I wasn't, because at that point in time, I was trying to adjust my mind to this new intake of water that I'm going to be doing. And it's And just so you know, the people in the chat, I can't see anything for some reason. I can never see chat when I come in here. So
It's okay.
if anybody's gifting
But
or anything, just make sure you give it to the commander. I appreciate that. And then if you guys are allowing me to be in this space right now, and I appreciate it. What is that? Oh, that's my
yeah,
new neighbor.
so when you went on the ship, they spoke to you. Can you tell me were there men and women on the ship? Who did you see and who did you meet and what did you feel about it? Did you feel when you went through the experience of your first real contact that it changed your life in a way?
Uh, Absolutely, because I have more understandings of things that I would look at before in a wholly different light, which is
Hmm.
crazy.
Of course, you would have to because of that.
Yeah. So you know how Star Trek is like when they're walking in the hall. I'm trying to give you the viewers an experience. Like if you ever just sit there, like maybe it was like 10 o'clock at night, Star Trek comes on, and you see him walking through the corridors. It's just like that, but I didn't see physically any male or female. I seen like beings, and I already knew that they were male and female just because I
Okay,
felt they didn't have any facial features that would change to make me believe that
right.
it's right. Yeah.
So when you had the experience, um, when you go off and you have a contact like this to me is what a C5 is truly meant to be. It's not just meant to see the starships. It's meant to eventually have the contact. So you had the contact. They contacted you. You went on their spaceship, and you had that experience. Did they talk to you about anything? Did they say why? I mean, obviously, there's a relationship. When people have contacts with star people for the first time out of the blue moon, it's because you have a relationship that you didn't know you ever had off planet with another group of spiritual beings of light that come from another place, another world beyond our particular perception. So, can you go into that in detail for our audience and tell us, as you got into that experience and you were coming out of the thing that was that you not a med bed, but the thing you were mentioning earlier. Once you got onto the ship, did they take you around? What did they show you? What did you experience?
Um, when I was walking with them, um, I was trying to see my body, and I was in it was a really tight suit. I couldn't feel that, but I could see like some kind of material that was like latex, almost like type thing. And
Right.
I said, "So where are we at?" And he says, "You never left anywhere. Did you believe that you left somewhere?" I said, "Yeah, it feels like I was way far from here." He goes, "Oh no, you're just a click away." What is a click?
Are you asking me that question, or are you asking?
Yeah.
Okay,
What?
so I'll answer that question. When they say you're a click away, they can have you in a nanosecond back on Earth, in a nanosecond on the ship. It's within seconds. So when they say you're a click away, what they're saying to you is that you're not far from going back to your physical location on the ground on Earth, but they are so advanced that it only took them a second to have you on the ship.
Right, because in my military mind, a click, like a parsec or something like that, I would understand like that's a certain amount of
Yeah,
miles or a mile.
yeah.
But no,
To throw out the whole Earth-based concept in your
yeah,
military
you're right.
mind,
All of
you
it,
have
all
to
of it.
think. You have to throw that out the window, and you have to look at this from a galactic spiritual standpoint. That you're being uh, invited to go on that ship in a nanosecond because there is no time. Where they are, there is no time. On Earth, there's time. Everything's based on time here. When you were taken on the ship, you were taken out of time, so you had no reference point, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, there wouldn't be any
What
reference point. Yeah,
do?
there's no reference point. Yeah, so you were taken on the ship, and when you were taken in a visitation situation, um, you were off planet, but you were a nanosecond from being able to be going back to the Earth. If you were to be brought back to Earth, it would be like you never left. That's how quick it would
Yeah,
be.
yeah,
Well, I
absolutely.
understand
Uh,
this, and I understand this because I don't come from here. I was given all this knowledge that I never forgot. They made sure that I had a complete understanding of things. If I ever did this kind of media, I can explain this to you. So yeah, that's what it was.
Okay. All right.
But I'm interested in knowing about them. They had you in some sort of I believe you, in order to breathe on their ship, not that you couldn't breathe, you were in some sort of a spacesuit, correct?
Yeah,
You
it was
were
like a late.
actually.
I don't remember any apparatuses on my face or anything.
No, you
And
were on a spacesuit. You went into their ship.
yeah, yeah.
It automatically was right on you when you were on there. Now it sounds, for most people on Earth, you're probably saying, how could he be in a spacesuit? Because when he went on the ship, it automatically was on him. Beyond, it's not something you try on. You go to a clothing store and say, I'm going to try on a pair of jeans.
Oh,
It's
wait a minute.
just that the outfit, the spacesuit which they wear, he was wearing as well.
Yeah, it was. I want to say like if I could, because there was something on the other guys, the other ones that were sitting they were sitting in chairs in front of me.
Yes.
When we went to this room, and it looked like almost like a fluid, like ambiotic. I want to say ambiotic fluid because that's something breathable, but it was like on their
Yeah.
face, like yeah, but you can still see their face moving.
Yeah. They were human as you and I. They
Yeah.
were. Yeah. So you met were people. I'm getting information for you that the people you met were from a galactic spiritual realm.
Okay.
That you've never experienced that before in your life. I know this for a fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know this. You know that I know this, correct?
I mean, you're the only one I talk to about certain things that
Well,
I would.
you're going
From,
to have more. You're going to have more. You're going to have more encounters with them. You're going to be. I'm not sure when it is, but I get that you're going to be taking an invitation back on the spaceship. You're going to be traveling on the physical ship with the men and women on that ship, and you're going to be learning things spiritually that you need to learn in terms of what's happening. So be in a beautiful way. Understand that this is only the first step. You're going to have many more journeys with them. You understand that, correct?
yeah, he told me that before I left. See, that's the funny thing that
Yes. See.
I didn't even tell you that, and you already knew. Um, when Stars of Friends with Fairies, I think that's her name. I was asking her what is CE5, and then she didn't answer. She was being rushed to go make dinner. But I went outside and I went to go in the pool. And that's when it happened. So this
Yes.
CE5 is contact in physical form.
Yes, it is. So what you're having is, and like you said, I knew the information before you told me. I'm tuning into you right now, which I do. That's one of the things they gave me when I came to Earth as a child.
Yeah.
That I'm tuning into them. The beings that you met are very spiritual, loving people. You've never had that experience with space people before,
No.
ever. I know that
No.
for a fact. But
Yeah.
you're going to now have a different vibrational pattern of energy coming to you that is a very loving frequency, that's a very Christed frequency. It's going to change your whole perception of reality. You see, your reality is based on creating things and
Yeah.
technologies. What they're going to do is show you that that's not the important thing. The important thing is to be elevated into a conscious state, a spiritual state of enlightenment, which they're going to help you understand. And as you go through these journeys, you're going to be given information that's going to be to help you. And down the road, the information they're going to give you is going to help humanity. It's going to be different than what you're doing now, but it's going to be important that you understand this. You understand that's what they're going to do, correct?
Yeah, that's how he explained it. He said, "Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, when because of the things that I'm making right now." He says, you're on the right track. But the thing is that
Yes.
we want you to understand that you're doing it for not you, not anybody in
Right.
particular. It's just for a whole, in a sense.
Yes. You were on a very big ship, by the way. I'm people are saying, how could he know this? I know these things. You were on. I'm very tuned into your energy. You were on a very big ship. It was very much outside of the Earth's atmosphere, and it was a huge ship. Did you realize how big the ship was?
When when I was taken to a room, it was like okay, so we're walking, and it was there was a wall here, but then the wall just disappeared, and it was And then I could go through, and then it turned into another wall, and then this wall, it went from like a to show the room behind there, and then the
Yes.
guy that was next to me, he says, "Oh no, that's not the correct one." And then it would come up and it would show a new room. That's what was weird to me. That's what I was trying to get my head wrapped around, is that it was showing me a screen of a room that was there, and then it's not that one, and he was passing on like it was another one. So I was thinking like a green
Yes.
screen, but if it was a green screen, obviously that wouldn't be there, you know?
Yes.
And
Go ahead. I was going to say that the people you met are strictly vegetarians. They come from a world where they are similar to, they're just very much, they understand our planetary system. They are vegetarian people. Most of the people from their worlds are eat fruits and vegetables, just to let you know. I think if you had, I don't know if they invited you to share in the food that they have or that they eat. But you'll find that on their ship, there's a section where those people live. And I think they had some of their children, they bring their children on intergalactic journeys. So some of the families from these other planets, their children are with them. And I don't think you got to see that part of the ship, but
no, no, I didn't
but
see
they do
that.
have their families with them when they go on these journeys intergalactically beyond this particular realm. Just to let you know, I'm getting information here, so I'm giving it to you.
It was more like I was being observed, you know, that kind of
Yes,
thing.
yeah. Well, they're observing you, but they also are excited that they've been waiting a long time to finally make contact with you. They've been waiting for a very long time to contact you. Now that they made the contact with you, it's going to change your whole perception of reality. It
Yeah,
will. It's already changing it. You're already contemplating who you are, correct?
yeah, yeah,
Yes, you are. I know that.
yeah. It's
See,
different.
because if you think who you were on Earth is who you are, but
Oh
who you
yeah,
think
I was
you
wrong.
are is not who you are. Who you
Yeah, I was
are
wrong.
is going to be this person that's going to be like a flower blooming in the spring. It's going to be a new you. It's going to be actually a you when you look at yourself and you say, it's the cosmic you, the one that's the spiritual you, the one that's the more you that is not so much caring about technology, much more you're going to care about the planetary system. You're going to care about the bigger things that are much bigger than anything technically beyond wires, diodes, anything. It's going to be way beyond that, John. You are going to have a journey that you are going to love. You're going to be a more centered in your energy. They're going to teach you a lot of things. You're going to go on a couple of journeys with them. You already know that, correct?
Yeah, now I do. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you're going
yeah.
to be going back on the ship.
You know what's fascinating is that I see things differently now than I did before. I mean, tremendously.
Hmm.
Um, it's no longer intersected by blue, the color blue. It's not. I don't know how to make that make sense, because blue is a scattered ray of light, wavelengths. It's scattered, so it will be absorbed by anything that is able to be bending the shape of light. So like if
Right.
I mean, with the blue is what stands out, but when it's not in alignment, it won't be even. It'd be a sense of scatteredness, and you see how blue is a base on that. So I'm not seeing that blue anymore. That's in a whole band
What you're
of
seeing is a rainbow of colors.
yeah, but I'm not seeing that blue anymore. That blue is not blue to me anymore. The only reason I know it's blue is because it was a CD, and that's how I saw it before.
Right.
But what I saw now, like this is it right here. See, when I hit that, you see how it changes?
Yeah.
It's like that. See this right? This color out here is purple to me. This is all purple here. There's
Yeah.
no blue and greens. I think I want. I just would like to know what happened to my vision, and I don't like
Your
see those two lights.
vision.
Are they different? These two in the middle, are they different than this one and that one?
It depends on one's perception of what they see. It's going to be different for every person. What your perception is going to be way different than everybody else's because you were taken on board a spaceship with humans that were spiritual beings of light, it's going to be different for every person. It really will be. Like for me, I can look at the light and say all the lights are the same color. But I would look at it more deeply within and understand it's not so much the lights you're looking at that are screwed in on the ceiling, it's what's going on within you. Your
Uh,
perception of reality, what is around you or outside of you, beyond your room, beyond the workspace you have, that when you go outside and you go out during the day or during the night, what you have remembered before you went on that ship, the way you looked at the stars, the way you looked at the desert, the way you looked at everything around you is going to be totally different. It's going to be a whole different you in the days to come. Your whole inner being is going to shift. It is shifting already. I can tell
yeah,
just by the way you're talking. You have been you've been given an opportunity to expand your consciousness on such a level within that realm beyond earth understanding, and they're going to in a beautiful way show you things that you've never understood or learned, and it's going to make you even better as a person in this human form, like all the human
yeah.
bodysuit. It's going to really change your life. It's already changing your life.
Yeah, I was supposed to show you this because it's something about a ship. I just don't understand what it means. But other than what I know that what it means is, if that makes sense. I hate sounding
It's
like
all
that.
right. It makes sense. I understand you.
It's
Expand on what you're saying. It looks like about the ship. I can probably answer your question.
like that's it's always equal no matter how you use it,
Okay.
unless you disengage. Like this is now it's two separate pieces, right? And that's the
Right.
two ships that are holding the firmament, the shield over the space that we're currently in now. But when it combines together, like you said, we talked about this before. When you put them together, they balance out.
Right. And the other thing is they're going to teach you something. This is the misconception of people when we talk about C5, and you're
Yeah.
our first guest to talk about it. And other people, if you have a C5 experience like John's or different, you can share it tonight too, because we are getting into this contact. So people think that the people on Earth think that there's people that say there's this like invisible bubble around the Earth and that no one can go anywhere. The truth is
Right.
that's an illusion. That's not true. The reason why the space people come here from other planetary systems and can make contact with us because there is no blockage. The blockage is only in our consciousness. That's the blockage. Once people wake up and realize that it's our consciousness that blocks, or it's our mind that blocks us from the reality that we can go anywhere, then we can go anywhere. But if we believe in a definition that we cannot go anywhere, then we're limiting ourselves to that belief system. The truth
Right.
is, we can really go anywhere once we are awakened. We put, yeah, that's right. Cheso's right. We put the limitations on ourselves through our 3D mindset. We put our
Oh, it's
limitations through mind.
what's up, Chesno?
So when you were showing that, with the two pieces of metal, the truth is, even the space people that you were with, if you had time to speak with them, they would tell you there is no blockage. It's just the blockage that human beings put on themselves, the limitations we put on. We put so many limitations on what we are that we've forgotten who we are. You see,
Right.
what they're trying to teach you is for the little bit of time you were on that ship, and it could have been you could have been on there for a week, and it was like maybe a half hour, who knows, but there's no time where they were, so you don't know how long you were up in that ship. You could have been on there for a whole week or month, 2 days.
Yeah. Can I show
That's
you?
why it's yeah, go ahead.
You see that? Let me see if we can get this light. There we go. See that?
Right, that's a picture of a weather picture of a hurricane.
Yeah.
Okay,
Even that
so
resembles our galaxy, right?
I can see what you're trying to explain. You're
Yeah.
using that symbolism of the hurricane in terms of relating to though your perception. So when you were on the ship, I believe you were taken on a journey throughout our particular realm in terms of the universe that we're in. Do you remember anything about that? Because you were taken on a journey. You weren't just sitting on the ship having coffee. They actually took you somewhere.
No, I'm supposed to learn about these metals of and he says that they're the tools to the new rising sun, because the sun is going to show you that it's not going to be in the place that it was before. And I'm trying to understand that still to this very moment. Um,
Hmm.
it's like you know what to
Well,
ask to have me to speak on it, because I don't want to say the wrong thing or be
right.
in the wrong place of mind. Um, it, this event that everybody's been talking about, it's going to show fallacy in the ways of their manipulation when it comes to the sun. The sun is not in the placement that it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be aligned, and that's what would cause an eclipse or a solar event. But
Right.
it can't happen that way, where they say it's going to happen in on the 8th. But the tools of the rising sun, I don't know what that means. I don't know what
Yeah.
that means.
Let's. I'm going to talk about the sun for a minute because they were giving you information, and
Yeah.
don't feel that you have to know everything that they told you in one
Right.
night because
Right.
you're only beginning your journey. They're going to be. You're going to be having regular contact with these spiritual beings that you were taken on the ship with. They are. This is only the beginning for what you're going to go through. What I'm getting for you in terms of the great central sun, and I don't know why I'm coming up with that, but the great central sun. Remember that word, everybody. Great central sun. So the great central sun. All the things that
What
are
if you,
transpiring with the eclipse and everything coming up has a lot of galactic transformational meaning. Uh, Anyone who knows me knows I don't read anybody's, I don't watch all these TikTok videos that are doom and gloom people and all these other people. I don't care about that. I care about just being very clear with my information from a planet. So right now with you, I'm being very directly connecting to my cosmic level because of what your experience is. And I think people have to realize that the sun is going to interact with us in a way, not just so much on April the 8th, but in general,
yeah.
the sun's energy is going to affect the cellular structure of the human
Yes.
body.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Because how I took it is when I first experienced that in 2019, because I was working outside, and that it felt like almost like I was like hit with a heat wave or something like that. But it was the last reflection of that sun that we had currently lined up, is how I took it. Because there's a black-eyed sun, and then there's a black hole sun, and it comes into our area where it's reflected to us in a way. That's how
Hmm.
I perceived it. But that's how I felt when I left. It felt like it got really warm, and I ascended that way. But my body
Hmm.
stayed, and my spiritual body, I guess, if you put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Spiritual body.
Yeah. Now, this is what
Yeah.
I've been dealing with this entire time, and that's how I came up with this diagram when it came into like the placement of where the sun is supposed to be at. Because supposedly that the direction of that whole event is supposed to go through the United States, but
Right.
no matter how many times I try to make that make sense to me,
Hmm.
I don't get it to come out the way they have it at all. Not even by not being in their scholarship of
Right.
NASA,
So
but
what's happening is essentially when we talk about your contact experience and what's happening, we're looking at a. It's just like when we went through we've already gone through the photon belt. That's when things started years ago. When we went through the photon belt, that was when we flipped into a higher vibrational pattern. And when that happened, it's definitely a time when things start changing for humanity. That was the next level. Where we are right now in 2024
yeah.
is your experience on the spaceship. Other people here who are starting to have contact directly with spiritual beings from other planets, physical contact. It's happening because it's going to build up to a crescendo. So between now and 2027, more people like John and others in this room, and others that are not in this room, and others that are all over the planet are going to have CE5. Whether they study it or not, they're going to have direct contact with space people. It's the time to happen. Whether people yet believe that it's going to happen, I'm telling you right here on this show, everywhere around the world, there are people that are starting to have what John's talking about. They're going to be physically contacted, and they're going to actually have that contact with space people. Okay. So people need to learn who are not doing C5. I've said this again and again on my show. You need to download the app if you're unfamiliar how to do this or how it works. You need to meditate, learn how to do CE5. And I'm telling you, if you do that, it's going to change your perception of reality. Every single person out there. It will change the way you perceive things. John's being taken on a spaceship when he was outside, and he never thought that was going to happen. Hey, James, that he never thought that was going to happen. It's because it's time for it to happen. You know, you can't run away from what's happening here on Earth, what's happening beyond Earth. You have to look at yourself, look at the universe, look at the world, look at the stars, and stop running, because you can't keep running, you know, because the contact's going to catch up with you eventually. Between now and 27, I guarantee you 10 times more people are going to have contact. You know, do I have a crystal ball? No, but I just know it because I didn't come from here. I'm fully activated.
Hey, Commander, have you heard of the Earth's vantage point?
The Earth vantage point? Explain.
Yeah. Okay, so like when I was up there, I could only see like it's like the vantage point where I was at. I could see that I was 22,380 miles away. I don't know why I know that number. I just know that number. But
Okay.
you know, I was above the equator for some reason. Okay.
And also, as you're saying that, I'm just reading. Tush, how do I learn about C5? I'm going to let you continue in a minute. I want you to download the app, Tush. It's called the C5 app. It's on Google Play. It's like $9.99. It's a one-time fee. If you download the app, you can read all the protocols, learn how to use it, take your time with it. Very importantly, thank you, Cynthia. And we are going to bring other people on with C5. I'm actually going to have a panel of C5 discussion here. I'm bringing Friends with Fairies up. She is having direct contact with our brothers and sisters and our family, the Ashtar Command. So I have Friends with Fairies with us. Hey, April.
Hi everybody.
Are you driving?
I am not driving. I'm actually a passenger, but we were going to pick up my daughter's friend because she got a flat.
Oh, okay. All right. So we have John Connors has had his first contact with spiritual space people, and he's sharing his C5 encounter.
Nice.
Yeah. So and this is April, who's also been on she's been on the Ashtar Command ships now 9 times already. And John, go ahead. What you were going to say about what you were going to continue on? Are you there, John?
I think he's doing well. Versus Ferry. I was trying to get your attention earlier about turmeric. If you can, do as much turmeric as you can. It'll help you flowing on your leg. I was really worried about that for you.
Were you able to hear what he said, April?
No, I can't hear a word he's saying. He's like really muffled.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's just not sure what's happening.
Me neither.
I'm gonna mute your mic for a minute. I think let me just mute your mic just for a moment. Now bring it back. Let's see here. Okay, there it is. It's because she's in the car. I still have you here, Friends with Fairy. I just had him muted, so his voice sounds all right.
All right, sorry about that. I was over that equator, and it's called the ship that I was in, the one that you said, the big one. It goes by number 7, and it's a spin stabilized spacecraft that it goes off of 7 sensors that are only viewing the Earth about 5% of the Earth, and that's only 5% of the time because it's going in a certain direction of the equator to. I guess it gets in company and it goes. The names of the ships it goes. So it goes from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 all the way up to 8, and then it finalizes at 9. And when it gets back to 1, it does the same thing over again.
Did they tell you how many ships were there? I get the feeling there was more than one ship. You were on one of the ships. Did they have like a fleet of ships with them?
Yeah. Okay.
I get the feeling there's a lot of ships. But you go ahead and tell me.
Let's see, where's my pen at? It's like it goes like they have how I looked at it when I looked at everything in the whole when I was leaving. That's when I saw the imagery. It was one here, one here, one here,
Hmm.
one, and then there was a giant like one in the middle, and
Yeah.
it was really long. But these ones would follow it, and they were going around it. So
Okay.
so it was like this, and there was that
Yeah,
ship
the
in the
one
middle.
in the ship in the middle was a mothership. It was the largest ship of their ships. The
Oh,
other
okay.
ships were large, but the middle one, just to let you know, was the mothership. Were you on the large ship or were you on one of the smaller ships?
I was on this one here,
The
the
one that
large
was
one.
the large one, yes. That's why I said earlier you were brought onto the large ship. You were on the mothership, which is the huge ship, and the other
Right,
ships were. I mean, the other ships are big, but that other ship you were on was very, very big.
right.
And
And
that
so
ship had. Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. Okay, so
No, that
like
ship has multiple levels, by the way.
yeah. So there was like a ring that was being spun around by, and it was these things were powering it, and they would also change energy. Like when I was outside there, I wanted to see like you know how I am when it comes to technology. I wanted to know like how to view things. So I'm getting the image on one of my eyes only at the
Hmm.
time. So it felt like
Hmm.
I was like wearing a headset maybe, but I don't think I was.
Yeah.
That it was projected to me, and there was one in the back and then one in the front. And
Hmm.
when they wanted to go from one space to another, it would
Right.
automatically like this whole thing would be consumed by that energy,
Hmm.
and it would take
Hmm.
them to that point over here, and then it would reappear here.
You know how they did that? Do you already know, or do you want me to tell you?
No, I was trying to figure that out because
I can tell you.
okay.
They are okay. I have info. See, this is the one thing people need to know. I came to Earth with full information. When I need to use it, I turn on a switch in my consciousness. So the way they did it is they just jumped space in like 2 seconds. So when you're in that ship, you wouldn't feel it. So it's like what I'm getting is they jump space. To put it in human terms would be not something I can do. Try to look at this from a non-human definition that the star people can jump space. Like they can jump from one place to the other in a nanosecond. So they jumped from that one spot to the other spot. Don't get too absorbed in how they did it. They're able to do it because it's beyond anything it has nothing to do with technology. They're able to jump space in their reality. They can jump space anywhere they wish to. You understand?
Yeah, when they said when I asked about you, I said the only one I know about that talks about like contact. I said commander, and they said, "Oh yes," and it felt like that energy. It was just like prolonged. It was like, "Oh yes," and it was like a very calming. Like it seemed like to me that they already knew what was going on. And I said, well, how does he know everything? And like, we don't. It's not that you don't. It's that each thing that happens to you opens up that blockage that was there because of what you indulge in and not knowing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. See, a lot of the should I say this? A lot of the star people, I know this is going to blow people's minds here. A lot of the positive star people, which they were, they know of me,
Yeah.
and I think they know me. The people on that starship, they know of me because I came here on a great mission to bust the matrix of this planet, belief systems, and you know, they know me. So I can't explain it in a way that you understand it. Understand something. Pretty soon, I know, John, I know you've probably heard this, but in the next 3 months, maybe four, there's three other people, and April can attest to this once she's in a place where the car is not sounding so noisy. I know April's listening. We're going to be going on a journey on an Ashtar Command ship with the command. I'm going to be meeting my father, which is Robar, and my mother, which is Luna, and my two sisters and my brother that are on a spaceship. Now, whether people believe this, people know the way I am. I don't care what people believe. If I did, I wouldn't be doing what I do here. So I'm going to meet my non-biological cosmic spiritual family on the spaceship soon. And
Okay.
then on April 13th, we're going to be having a CE5 gathering here in Connecticut at an apple orchard. And what we're going to do is document the spaceship that potentially her parents are on and my parents are on. And we're going to videotape it live on an Encounter show at 8 o'clock at night, April the 13th, Saturday. That's next month. There's a
Okay.
lot of things going on here that people don't understand, and I get it. But the fact that those people, when you mentioned my name, they would know me because I came here on mission to Earth from the Ashtar Command. So the galactic beings, the spiritual beings that you met with, probably or most definitely work with the Ashtar Command if you were to ask them.
Okay. I wanted to know about the Ashtar Command because there's certain things that I wanted to ask, but I don't know why. There's
You'll be able to ask them when you go on the ship again.
yeah.
There's no rush. You just can ask them about the Ashtar Command. They'll tell you. I
Okay.
kind of knew eventually you were going to have contact with the spiritual beings of light. I said John is going to, he needed to, they're going to contact him and clear things up so that you are aligned in the very frequency of the Christed light. And that's what they're doing. They cleared out. You're going to find out that your energy field and you're around your area, they're clearing out all the mixed up energies, and you're never going to have anything negative happen again. Now you're protected. Do you understand that?
You think that's because I was open on certain things that I shouldn't have been open to?
Your being open was okay, but you didn't have any reference point to understand what you're being open to. So therefore, everything was happening on every level, either positive or negative. So now, no more negativity.
That's for
No
damn
more
sure.
negativity. No more negativity. You're going to be protected in the light of the frequencies, and they're watching you because they want to protect you. Now that they have had you on their ship, you're going to learn everything spiritual that you need to know that's going to affect your well-being and the well-being of others around you. So all those things that were crazy happening to you are no
Yeah,
longer going to happen to you. You're going to see that that's not going to ever happen again.
that's great. I appreciate that. I need that. Have you ever seen one of
Yeah.
these before?
What is that?
I don't know. It says it's a relay, but the funny thing is
Oh,
that
I've seen it's like a tube. I've seen that, but with you, because you're so technically minded, what they want to teach you is not to be so technically minded. They want to teach you the spiritual way of the light force. They're going to teach you the spiritual way of the light force. You understand that?
yeah. This is not a light bulb then?
Oh, it's definitely it's a tube of some sort. But when I'm really focused on you versus that. You're the focus. That is not as important as you are. You realize not in an ego way that you're more important. On a spiritual level, you're more important now. You see?
So you
They
fuse
might,
my
yes.
so I'm fusing my situation that was broken before, so I can relay the message that I need to.
All right. What's happening is you're being integrated into the more elevated you, which is the more spiritual you. The you that you have been missing is now being, what they're teaching you is that there's a spiritual activation within your DNA encodement within your body, and that's what you're feeling. That's why you're feeling different. It's going to be a really interesting journey for you. You're going to have more contacts with them. They actually are not just
You
here
know,
one time and saying, goodbye, John, nice meeting you. You're part of their cosmic family. You're going to learn a lot more from them soon.
one thing that I noticed instantly is that I used to. I don't tolerate like on lives. Nothing can oppose me or offend me because it's just a keyboard terrorist. But the thing is that in normal, I would get mad at certain things, and I'm not getting mad at all anymore.
You
For
know
the
why?
last, I'm assuming that what we just talked about, honestly.
Yes, and because when you were taken on the ship, your whole consciousness was shifted. They actually helped you on the ship. You don't realize what they did for you when you were on that ship. All those people, the men and women on that ship, come from Christed planetary systems of light. What they did is they reactivated the spiritual you. They took all the mixed up stuff that's been messing up your frequency and they cleared it out. That's why you're totally different. So what they were doing is, for all our relatives, they were healing you on a spiritual level. You're never going to be the same person you were off the TikTok, on the TikTok, in your life in general. You have been changed. They did a great healing for you that you never knew was going to happen. You're going to see yourself days ahead from now. Things are going to happen. I would say in the next month or so, you're going to be going on that spaceship again.
Would you take it as that? I don't know if you look at the stats on people that disappear and they say that it's due to UFO thing, like being taken. I this is what my perception on that is. I heard something on the radio and it says, to you, I always listen to radio a lot now because of you, and I noticed that it was talking about there's 5 million people that are unaccounted for that just are slipping off into just somewhere. No one can account for it. And I said, that makes sense, because if everybody's talking about this event that's happening, not the solar eclipse, but the
You're talking about the contact, the spiritual transformation?
yeah,
Yes.
the parallel universes. And if you take it as going into this contact, it's like a telephone line. What you're going this way, go this way, and it's all about that reaction and action. And I noticed that it's like a personal computer kind of built in this process of different alignings of
well, it's not so much a computer, because your analytical mind thinks in that technical way.
Yeah.
So you got to throw the computer analogy out. What's really happening is it's a complete switch in your vibrational patterns of your body. It's not the thing is. Say again.
So the electrical magnetic waves of the body now.
Electromagnetic waves, and also you're on a spiritual level, because your vibrational patterns being shifted. Where it was your vibration was in stuck in a certain frequency that had a lot of knowledge on a technical scale, but you didn't have the spiritual awakening within you. You had the cosmic awakening, you had the technical awakening, but without the spiritual awakening, you only had the technical ability. So now what they did is they shifted you and said, wait a minute, John, you're going too much into technology. You need to reconnect with who you are, which is way more important than any diode or tubes or radios. It's your spiritual well-being that they were concerned about. And that's why you're feeling no anger, because what they did is they shifted your energy frequency where it needed to be to get you out of the anger stage and to center your whole being into the cosmic spiritual stage, which is now where you're going. You understand?
Yeah.
That's what it was. That's what it is. And it's even going to be even bigger than you even understand it now. It's going to expand into another specific realm of cosmic consciousness. It's amazing. People sitting here saying, how does he know all this about John? Because I'm tuned in to John right now, and I know what they did. They actually really, really helped him. They came from very far away to help you. They've been waiting to help you for a long time. And this was a way you were open to it. There was whatever happened when you were outside was the right time for them to contact you. Let me see.
Let me show you something. Oh, just so you know, for some reason, I wanted to clean up everything. Look at that. And I don't ever like to do anything like that. Everything is different. It's weird.
You used to, and the reason why you're cleaning up everything and putting everything in order, because to be honest, and I'm getting this to say to you, is that everything was confusing to you. Everything was in a mixed up state. Everything was everywhere and anything and anywhere in your environment physically. Exactly. The reason why you're cleaning up and straightening things up, because you're now at centered consciousness, and you're now going to be able to see things more clearly in a spiritual foundation of light that you weren't able to see before.
I
You
did start
understand
cleaning
that,
up.
correct?
Yeah,
You
no, you're
understand
right.
that, correct?
Yeah, you're right. Let me show you something.
I know April understands that. April's here, and we'll get April back in here as soon as she's at a place where the car's not making noises.
Oh, was
April, we
it?
see you. Yeah, her car. She's in the car, so
Oh, okay.
it was making too much noise. So so we'll have her back up here tonight. She has a lot to share.
Told you I was
So
cleaning up.
you so that's good. You're cleaning up, and by doing what you're doing, so folks, what he's doing is his contact happened, his C5 happened, and now he came back to Earth. He's cleaning up his physical environment, which means that he is now cleaning up within himself, within his brain area, with his consciousness area. He was shifted, and he's cleaning up his whole self, and he's centering his spiritual being. And that's the most important thing everybody can learn is to, when you have your contact, I guarantee you with your space family, they're going to teach you how to get more centered, to get out of this 3D, or even if it's not 3D, out of this tech. For him, he was so engrossed in his technical understandings that the spiritual part wasn't there, you see. And when he met the people on the ship, the men and women on that ship, they gave him they were helping him center on his spiritual foundation, because without the spiritual foundation, nothing else matters. It really doesn't.
Sorry about
And
that.
you
I'm
must feel
trying.
and you must feel really different. I mean, I can tell when I'm talking to you, since you came
Yeah,
back from that experience on the ship,
yeah.
your energy is so different. Do you feel more at peace with yourself than you
Oh,
ever did before?
I don't have. I don't have any more anger towards anything. I was mad a lot.
Yes.
I was tired of the way people were being manipulated, but I don't have to look at it like that anymore because it's not like that anyway. It feels
Yes.
like the prison that I was put in, or I put myself in. I don't have to indulge in that because that's not what it is, and it's
No.
it's like a sinner. Like they told me that there was like a earthquake here recently, and I said if that was the case, just this is how enlightening it is. If there was an earthquake, let me ask you this: if there was an earthquake, would this still be standing the way it is?
Right. It wouldn't be standing. Just also let you know, April, when you're back home at the house, let me know and I'll bring you back up, April. If you are back in the house out of the car, let me know when you're there and we'll get you back up here.
They're not glued,
Um,
but you know. And I was just that centering that you get from. I guess maybe when you get to your higher self, I guess maybe that's what is that what it's called, your higher
yeah.
self. And I've heard of that. I've always indulged in certain situations to better myself, and I always find myself far from it because I'm helping somebody else.
Yeah.
Are you
Uh,
better now? I'm crazy.
Oh, much better. April's here with us again.
It's
You're
because I
back in
was
this.
plugged into the phone in the car. I'm sorry, I had you on the
Oh,
speaker in the
okay.
car by accident.
okay, it was hooked up to the Bluetooth. There you go.
Yeah, now you sound better. There you go, April.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Sorry about
John,
that.
that ship that I'm sorry, I was trying to because you were talking about the ship that you were on. Now that ship that you were on was a dimensional ship.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Now, Commander, that ship is actually the waiting ship. That's the ship that our bodies are on. That's the ship that is heavily protected. That's the ship that is moved every 30 days. They move it into a different part of the dimension, and like, but it's close to our Earth, but they keep it close to where our starseed bodies are, but they hide it within the dimensions, and they move it every 30 days. Now, those smaller ships that are around it aren't one, two, three, four, five. That's not how they call them. Those little ships are those are the dimensional ships. Those ones are the ones that move the time and space to create rifts in space to move
Hmm.
the waiting ship in between time and space to hide them in the dimensions.
Oh, interesting.
Right
Interesting.
on. Right on.
And the reason why April can speak on that, folks, is because she's been on our. I haven't been there yet, but she's been on our parents' ship. I say parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, in our non-biological cosmic family, she's been on the Ashtar Command ships where she is in northern Vermont, and So she can explain that. I'm sure they actually shared that with you,
spent
April, when you were.
spent days on that ship with them.
Yeah,
But so,
yeah.
Commander, I have to tell you something. I've been waiting
Okay.
all day to tease you about
Oh
this.
my gosh.
Oh
Okay.
yes, here we go. Here we go. Okay. So when I call them the sisters because they're my sisters and your sisters. But
Right.
okay, so
Okay.
when I was with the sisters and we went to that fort in that ferry fort in Ireland, we
In
went through
Ireland.
that
Yeah.
okay, so we went through the dimensional portal once, and then we had come out. We went into the Fey realm, and then I listened to the Fey's testimony, and about how the Earth has been affecting them and the pollution and whatnot. Then we
Mm-hmm.
went through another portal. Okay, we ended
Mm.
up we ended up in they took us to this like ruin where these ruins were at, and it was another old fort that had been used in the war back in the day, when the fairies were and the humans were fighting together, like
Yes.
side by side. Okay, so fast forward through there when we ended up in the ice caves of Alaska. We ended up going through a portal, and we ended up in these ice caves, right? It was
Wow.
there where the sisters were started talking more about like you and your youth and stuff like that. And your sisters are quite gossipy, by the way.
Really?
Yes, I
My
got the
sisters are
down low on
gossipy?
you, Mister.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
I'm the
yes,
least
they are.
gossipy of my family and on Earth and off planet, I guess.
And,
Thank you for
well,
that.
apparently, Commander, apparently you were quite the ladies' man back in the day.
Really?
Oh yes, they were telling me
Really?
you were quite the hoochie mama back in the
Oh my
day.
gosh.
Yes, they were. They were laughing about it too. They said you had taken quite a few mates.
Oh my gosh. You're making me blush
Oh
here.
yes, I'm like, don't tell the commander's wife.
Oh gosh. People on my show have to hear that
Yes.
off planet. I was the ladies' man off planet. I
Oh
can just
yes, he
imagine.
was.
You know,
Yes, he was. The
that's
sisters
wow.
were telling me all about it, and I was laughing. I was like, "Oh God!" I said, "You got to tell me
So
details, because I got to go back and tell the
when I
commander."
when we go on the ship, they're probably never going to let me let this down. They're probably going to
No, they
tell
will
me, "Oh,
not. No,
I
they will not. And I told them not to let you live it down either.
oh great, thank you
So
very much."
I just thought it was so cute when they were telling me they like had very nice
thanks,
things.
thanks, everybody. You got me. I'm blushing already, and just hearing the
I
story. Go
know. I
ahead.
just thought that was hysterical. I was laughing so hard. Like our sisters together are horrible. Like they were so nice to me. Like they were more like our parents were super serious, and of
Yeah,
course my dad was with me during this trip,
yeah,
but because he's the one that came and got me, and he kept like
yeah,
piercing his lips, like telling him to stop it. But they were very very um friendly and talkative. You know what I
yeah,
mean? They were,
yeah,
and
yeah,
because they've
yeah.
been on Earth a lot longer than our parents have. Your parents were really like, or not yours, but both of our parents were really like parenty. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But the
parenting. Yeah,
sisters,
yeah,
on
I
the
get
other
that.
hand, were not. They
Yeah,
absolutely were not. They
the
were
sisters,
very
they were
free.
different.
Oh yeah, they were very
And
nice. They were very free will, and like just they were explaining stuff to
thank you.
me.
Well, I just achieved the goal. And keep talking. And John also, I think John, what I'm getting for John and April, you tell me if you. I mean, I'm getting this very clearly. John, you have parents off planet that exist. You are eventually, and again, I'm just giving you what I understand to be true. You're going to eventually see your non biological cosmic parents on the ship. Do you know that?
Uh, the
You don't know
parenting.
that, do you?
No, no, I don't. But I don't. I don't doubt it at all because they're not here now. So
No, you're
uh,
going to within the next 2 months. I'm getting you're gonna be going in that ship more than sooner than later. But you're going to be introduced to your human parents off planet. You have human parents off planet. You're going to meet them probably within the next 2 months.
really,
That's the word. Yep, in the next 2 months.
Huh.
Actually,
Yeah,
yeah,
your space parents. I'm telling you, you will meet them because that's the reason why these beings are being sent to you is so you can
yeah,
meet your family because they're looking for you. That's what they're
yeah,
doing.
yeah,
They're all the families are trying to reconnect with their
yeah.
children and with their star seeds that were placed down here on Earth. That's what
A
they're
long
doing.
time, a long time ago too. People have to understand this. Everyone out there watching this, you all have parents off planet. Now that might be a mind blowing thing to hear. It will be, and I know for me, I knew I had parents, but it was mind blowing for me to understand who they were. And I feel very comfortable and at peace, even though I've not been on the ship yet. I feel very comfortable when that time comes that I go on the ship. I'm going to very much want to ask questions, because I've been living on this planet just like everybody else in a human experience. I'm going to have a lot of questions. I'll ask slowly questions as I can. I won't be throwing a lot of stuff at them, but I will ask certain questions, just to, because it's another relationship. We're all having these relationships. All of you are going to have these relationships. It's not just like a certain group of people. Thank you for the hat, Laura J. Every one of you, I want you to feel not left out of these experiences because it's all going to happen in cosmic waves. It means as the star people come to Earth, many of you have family on other planets that are coming back to reconnect with you. And look at that as a beautiful thing. I mean, look at that. Whoever thought, growing up, as a kid, having the human experience, that we would be where we are now. All of you, when you look back at who you were as a kid, growing up as a teenager, did you ever think you would be that you would, see your star family or meet your star parents, not just your biological mom and dad and brother and sister or uncles and aunts on Earth, but now that you realize it, hey, look, I have parents off planet that are very loving people that are here and they care for me and they're coming back to interact with me and make contact with me. Look at it that way. Look how beautiful it is. Everyone will everyone see their star people? Yes, let me see, real one for you. Yes, you will.
It's absolutely an amazing time right now, Commander, because some people are making contact now with their star families, and if not now, they will be in the very very soon future.
Oh yeah,
And this isn't just for us guys. This is for everybody.
everyone. It's for
Every
everybody.
star seed across the planet is going to be meeting their star families.
Yeah.
When big
Yeah.
contact happens, we'll have you guys will have all this stuff, same stuff I'm experiencing now. You guys will all be experiencing too.
And Rebecca says, I think they checked on me when I was 6. We moved back to Georgia from California. Took a trauma memory. So Rebecca, your star family will reconnect with you. They're just probably nanoseconds away from your reality. All you have to do is focus on them. Remember what you were doing when you were 6. And if you can remember and meditate, everybody meditate and learn how to meditate, learn how to focus, because these are the times that you're living in where you can make contact with your star family, or they're going to make contact with
Their
you
star
within the
seed.
next year. Yes, star seed.
Hey fairies, I wanted to show you a picture I drew, and I don't usually draw pictures like this,
You hear
but
me, Commander? But
Say again?
what I've been noticing right across the board is that everybody that has been making contact is they are around the age of 6, between 5 and 7, 5,
5 and
6,
7,
7.
yeah.
The star families are making contact with their children, and then later on they're also making contact with them as adults.
Yes. And I think John was saying something to you. John, what were you going to say?
I don't know what's going on here. My screen's all.
Do these beings have wings? Yes, they do. Some of these beings are angelic beings, and they do have wings, as Friends with Fairies April had spoken to with the Ashtar Commanders. The Ashtar Command represents many different planetary systems of light, and some of the space people do have wings, and others do not. And John was having some technical problems there. I think he just disappeared. But he's going to have many more experiences. Whatever happened to John just now, he'll be having more experiences with the star people, And I think it's good to see how he's grown from where he was before and where he is right now. You can hear it in his voice, the calmness he has. I don't understand how can you have ET parents and Earth parents, and that's all right, Rosa, because I didn't understand that for a while either. But you have parents that are off planet that are your. So before you came to Earth, you have a star body. You're a space person. Your star body's in stasis on a very specific spaceship. Your star body, which is a human spiritual body off planet, is the you that was on the ship before you came to Earth. So when you came to Earth, your star body is protected. It's in stasis. I've known about this for years. So if you can look at yourself as being in a bodysuit as a human being, you have the earth consciousness. You're having the earth experience. I'm having the earth experience. You might be a doctor. You might be a lawyer. You might be a person that's a teacher in the human experience. You have your friends, your family here. But then when you understand that you also are from the stars, that you're star seeded, meaning that you came here, whether you remember it or not, you chose to come here and have the experience, but you're not from here. So that means your parents off planet, the origin of your parents off planet are star people. They come from a specific planet, a certain galaxy or solar system beyond Earth. So you do have star. So I'm answering your question. Does that help you a little bit, Rosa? Karen, thank you for being here. Let's see here. What's the other one? I'm just trying to answer questions here. So it is like souls, yes. So you have a cosmic soul. Essentially, it's your light beingness from the stars, from your physical body that's in stasis on the ship. So a very specific ship. You come here to do mission work. So your mission work might be to help the poor. Your mission work might be to clean up the environment. Your mission work might be whatever it is. You have a very specific understanding of why you're here, and you're not like just every other person, walking down the street of New York or Paris. You have a very specific mission, and I think you're here and you're drawn here because the spiritual you on the inner level of you understands what I'm saying. And you actually, the reason why you asked that question, and I'm glad you did, is so you may have a better understanding of what this is all about, what's going to start happening now. And it's going to start happening to everybody that's awakened. Now, we have billions of people on Earth that aren't awakened, that aren't having C5. They're not having direct contact. Does it mean they never will? No. But many of you here are ready for it, whether you realize it or not. That's why you're here on my show, watching this. It's a beacon to wake you up. Even though I interview people as I do, and I do that because that's my background, but I'm also bringing people together from all over the world here, and they're learning and they're waking up, they're sharing, and and many of you have had C5. Many of you have not had C5, will learn how to do this, and it'll be a beautiful experience that will make your connections with your star family. That's what C5 is. Regardless of the technical nature of the definition, it is directly having that oneness, that contact with your star family off planet. Everybody has one. Every one of you. Live requested Web Evil 33. And we're going to bring him, I think. So I want people to share their experiences. So I think Web, okay,
Commander,
editor, entertain. Yes.
I'm going to hop down so you can bring more people up.
Okay, I'm going to bring Web up here on the show. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to bring him up on the program here. Web Devil 33. And hey, good evening. Welcome to Encounters.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's actually Web Devil 33, not Web Evil.
Oh yeah, you kind of figured that. Yep, Web Devil 33. Yeah, there you go.
So listen, I've seen your show a few times. I've watched you from the outside. Now, I'm going to cut to the chase because I don't want to take up your show. I am a witness of an extreme event on November 7th of 1990, Montreal, Canada. And I've been studying the subject ever since, so 34 years of studying deeply into the subject. And I guess there's only really one thing. You seem to know a lot, and I want to tap into you. I'm going to put an image on the screen of what I saw that night.
Okay.
and I just want your feedback from that point. Okay?
Okay.
So bear with me a second. I'm just looking for the picture on my camera
Right.
roll.
I got it. I got you. You're watching Encounters, folks, the #1 UFO spiritual talk show on social media. And we're going to see this image, and I'm going to look at this and try to give an answer for that.
So I am on TikTok. I do a lot of comedy and stuff like that, but I have done a
Okay.
lot of UFO material. I
Mm-hmm.
try to educate people. Okay, I found the picture. So here we go. I'm going to show you. So I'm just give me whatever you get from this, okay?
Absolutely. Oh, yes. Oh, I understand exactly that. There's windows in the center of that spaceship. And that picture, where did you get the picture?
Okay, the drawing I drew on the night it happened to me, and the photo I found in a book called Encounters. I found that photo 5 years after my experience.
Mm-hmm.
And what is also shocking is that my event, November 7, 1990, and
Mm-hmm.
the photograph that you're seeing was January
Mm-hmm.
1st, 1991, Mexico City. So
Interesting.
it's less than 60 days apart, Montreal, Mexico, same thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Would you like to know who they are?
I would like everything you can tell me, because listen, I'm
I,
experienced in this subject, but this is your show. I'm a guest, so I
right.
want you to give me what you got.
I already automatically know. So as I look at the ship, I've seen there was another ship image similar to that with windows from a contactee that is probably no longer around. He had videotaped similar type of ship, and that glass window around the ship. The ship is, as I close my eyes, give me a moment. The beings on the ship are humanoid. They look just like us, by the way. They're not looking like some of the traditional things you see on documentaries and CGI and AI created stuff that people do. But it is definitely a ship that comes from way beyond our particular realm. From what I see there on the outside, if you were to look at the ship in Mexico, if I was there or the one you've drawn that you've seen, I would tell you that they are definitely working from the galactic levels of light. And when you saw this particular craft, how long did you see it for?
Okay, my story gets deep. My memory, my conscious memory says it was a 15-minute event.
It was
But
way longer than that.
I was on the phone with 911 National Defense while looking at it. When it went over my building, I told the lieutenant colonel, I'm going to run in the parking lot, get another look at this. I'll be right back. I put the phone
Mm-hmm.
off to the side of the desk and ran to the parking lot. Without getting into my long story here, by the time I walked back upstairs, according to the lieutenant colonel, I was gone for 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yes. You know why you were gone for 2 hours? I can explain that to you. See, where you were taken, as I've talked to, we're going on a spaceship very soon with the Ashtar Command, which are the positive spiritual beings of light that I've been connected with before birth. So I'm going to give you information. The 2 hours off planet, is no time. The time period when you were watching this on Earth was way shorter than the time you left Earth. So when you left Earth, you have no recollection of how quickly you left and came back. But there was the reason why you had missing time is because you were taken on a spaceship. Now the thing is, you probably don't remember what happened when you were on that ship.
Not at all. I have
Okay.
no memory. I met with the top Canadian ufologist in 1995, who was
Mm-hmm.
very intrigued by my story, and he asked me if I
Yes.
wanted to know more. I said yes.
Mm-hmm.
So he booked a meeting with a hypnotherapist in Toronto.
Yes.
And
Okay.
that meeting was 4 weeks down the road. Now, 2 weeks into the 4 weeks, I changed my mind. I said, I do not want to know if there is
Yeah.
more to my story
Mm-hmm.
and be haunted for the rest of my life. So I
Well, you won't be
refused.
haunted, so you don't want to look at it that way. I mean, you can look at it any way you want. That's
Yeah,
your free will.
yeah, I don't
But
want to
that's
use
not the
the
way.
word haunted. What I meant was when you and I both know, when we talk to people who are non-believers, non-experiencers, this story is, way out to left field. So
Right,
that's what I mean by haunting. When you live something so real, you want to tell people, and
right.
people have a hard time digesting what you're telling them.
But you know what? For you, I'm reading your energy. You need to allow yourself to find the right person who's a hypnotist that will honestly do it the right way, because you need to remember what happened. I'm getting that it wasn't negative. You need to do is you need to remember what was being communicated to you, because you were given information that was blocked out by your mind. You have it, but you know your mind, the mind actually will be sometimes intrusive to the information. And because it's intrusive, it does this, it's just what the mind does. You know, you can be having a great experience with somebody from another planet, but your mind's saying, no, you can't do that. You can't keep having the experience, because the mind is afraid that it's losing control of your humanity. But in fact, you're supposed to have that contact. So you need to, I'm really getting, you need to find somebody who's honestly good. Doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman who's involved in hypnotism in this realm, who knows what they're doing. You don't want to just go to anybody. You have to find the right person.
I obsessed on this subject from 1990 to at least 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Around 2015, I came to peace where I felt I know everything. I know the truth. I don't need to prove it to anyone no more. It's not my job. They don't want to believe it. So I came to peace. I came to TikTok 2 years ago, and 2 years ago there was a lot of string, topics of UFO sightings, and I decided to come out. So I made
Mm-hmm.
a video that hit viral, telling my story. So then I started to do a lot of information, events, Anunnaki, all that, everything
Mm-hmm.
related.
Right, right,
And as much as I know, because I'm here to build my TikTok, and as much as I know that that subject can push me really high, it's not a pleasant subject. I don't enjoy doing it.
right. And you don't have to. But you know, getting back to you, because I'm really focused on you being on here. There's a reason why you're here. So I want to help you. So I want you to take the time in beyond your TikTok life and your general life and your living and so forth. Take the time to find the person, to allow them to hypnotize you to remember what you don't remember. You're not going to have complete peace until you do that. I know this for a fact. I'm reading your energy. You're not completely satisfied just having the images.
Your words are good. Your words are good.
You're not.
You're you're the first person to say such a thing to me and make me realize you're right.
Mm-hmm.
You are right. As much as I tell myself I don't want to know more, I actually do.
Yeah, you really do. Your mind doesn't want to know more, but the spiritual you wants to know the truth, and you're
Yeah.
safe. You need to do this. I keep getting. I'm a telepathic communicator. They're telling me, Commander, tell him he has to do this. They're telling me off planet that you need to do this.
Ron Skittle. Whoops. Ron Skittle was making a comment about a sixth sense. This is something I inherited from the experience. The word I would use is empathic. I read people through their energies extremely accurately. I've done it hundreds of times on TikTok and in my personal world. I don't consider it a gift, I consider it a curse. I don't like to read people the way I
Right.
do.
But you can use that reading of energy that you were gifted to before you came to Earth. You can use it whichever way you wish to use it. You have to just realize what it is. So for me, I mean, I do have a lot of abilities that I came to in this human form with that are here to help people. So when I'm working with people on here, I can read all their stories. When they tell me their stories, I've interviewed hundreds of people since last year, and I can tell you that every person I talk to. So Pixie Dust says you're an empath, and you probably are. The thing is, don't look at it as a curse. Look at it as a gift, depending how you want to use it. You now have the
It can
ability.
be, Karen wrote, it can be exhausting. That's the word I use when I tell people
Right.
about this. People say, read me, read me. I can do it, but it takes so much energy out of me,
It does. It
like a
does.
battery drained.
No, people on here want me to read them, and I tell them, if I'm reading, like I'll read something about somebody's story about going off planet, and I get it to the T, then the other people in the comments will say, "Can you do that for me?" And I just say, "No, I'm not doing it." I tell them what I do tell them is, I want you to work on your spiritual growth, on your cosmic growth, meditation, and allow yourself to go within. You won't need me to do that, because then everybody who does what I'm suggesting they do, work on themselves, will be able to activate in their DNA the ability to be able to read what they need to read about themselves. They won't need anybody because it's all within you. But most people are not activated. That's why. That's why they ask for someone else like you, maybe me, or somebody that can read into whatever that specific thing is. That's the reason why they do it. Not because they just think that you need to give them the answers, then they want to drain your energy, because you've been given that ability coming to Earth. And you can choose to say no, and that's fine, because there are times when I will say, when I started doing stuff on here, people say, "Commander, can you do this?" Then I get 10 other people saying on my lives, "Can you do this?" And I put a line to it. I said, "No, I want you to do the work. I want you to do the meditation. I want you to work on yourself. I'm not doing it for you." And when you put it that way, in a loving way to them, they understand, okay, I got to do the work, because we're not here to do the work for other people.
What you're saying is very accurate. What's crossing my mind is all these experiences that I've had with people. Here's the weird thing. It's me who chooses to do it to them, not them who choose asking it from me.
Right.
I get an overwhelming sense that I have to get through to them for what their problems are, or, I use the word fix
Mm-hmm.
them. It
Mm-hmm.
sounds simplistic, but that's what I describe it as. People need to have a little kickstart sometimes and hear certain things. And I'm the guy who tends to do that. And
Right.
it's certain people who come stick out to me for some reason or
Right.
another.
But see, it's not so much you, it's your inner guidance, your inner spirit takes over. It's not your inner spirit says, "I got to do this." Your mind's saying, "Stop doing it."
Yeah.
Your mind will tell your mind's telling you you shouldn't be doing this. Don't listen to your mind, listen to your heart. Because if you listen to your mind, you'll never do anything. If you listen to your heart, the heart is, I'm not talking about the physical heart, the spiritual heart, which we all have, the cosmic you, not the mind you. This is the mind, this is the heart. When you listen to the heart, it doesn't matter. You don't care. You're just going to do it because you're supposed to do it. And
Yeah.
you don't really care. It doesn't make any difference. But you can also set the parameters of being that unconditional person and say, "Okay, I can't do this, but I will suggest that you can do these things, and you can open up yourself to getting the answers." And if you do that, that's what I do. And you can still be able to choose the people that you wish to help.
Yeah,
You
it happens automatically. There's times I participate in lives almost every night with a group of friends, and there's sometimes a character that'll walk in, and all of a sudden their energy is so strong, and I'm reading them so powerfully. I have no choice. I feel like I have no choice. I have
Right.
to reach to them.
That's the spiritual you that has to reach them. Your mind, if your mind had the choice, your mind would say, "Stop doing it." But
My mind
you
does
can't.
say stop doing it. My conscious
That's
mind,
exactly
my
that's
logical
what.
mind.
Right. Throw out the logical mind. Get rid of it. You can. Just get rid of it. Just work in your spiritual foundation and be that person. Don't even think about whether it's the right thing to do. Your inner self knows it's the right thing to do. And if everybody operated on this planet from the spiritual self, we wouldn't have nuclear bombs. We wouldn't have wars in the world. We'd have a whole different planet by now. But everybody works in the mind consciousness, not in the heart center on this planet. That's why we have all the problems we've had for centuries.
I agree,
But
100%.
back to your spaceship thing, I would suggest you get hypnotized. You find somebody up where you are that do some research. Next time you come on here, I want you to tell me the story of what you remember, because you need to do that.
Yeah, I can't guarantee you I'll do it. I mean, I've gone 33 years consciously choosing not to do it.
But now that you've talked to me, whoops, what happened
And
here?
that's my power.
That's interesting. Now that you've talked to me, I want you to meditate and think about it, because I'll tell you right now, the Ashtar Command, some of the people that I work with off planet, they're going to assist you very quietly, and you won't even know they're there, but they're going to help you feel confident enough to do this.
It's
I send ships over to people. In this case, they're going to help you in a different way to not be afraid to go forth and actually remember what you're doing, what happened in that experience of 2 hours of missing time. They're going to help you in a very gentle way, nudge you when you least expect it, and you won't even know what's happening.
Are you
That's
American
my
or
gift.
American or Canadian?
No, I am not from this planet, neither American nor Canadian. I am from Mars. Originally,
Where are you residing?
I'm residing in Connecticut, but I'm not from this world.
Okay.
If you watch me, you'll understand that I am not from here. I am human. I'm having the human experience like you, but I am also in a different level of consciousness.
I
That's why I'm
was
speaking the way I am.
I was only asking just to know if you were familiar with the event that I'm referring to here, which was Montreal, Canada, November 7, 1990. It's documented on YouTube.
Yeah, I've not looked at that, but the fact that I'm hearing it from you is all I need to know. Talking to you is all I need to know about the experience because you're sharing it with me. So now I know the experience because you now shared it, which I certainly honor that. And I really thank you for sharing that.
Well, I thank you
Because
for
when I
having
look,
me, for sure. I wanted to tap
no,
into
you've
you
been,
and see if
oh
you.
man, you're a great guest. You really are.
Well, thanks for
You know,
having me. I don't want to take much more time, but yeah, I wanted to. I've seen you a few times. I keep putting off to pursue it, to pursue more information for myself. You seem like the kind of person that I was drawn to you, so I wanted to just tap into your energy and see what you fed me.
no, and I appreciate that. And you're going to be drawn to me a lot more than you think. Of course, you'll create your own contact and do the things you need to do that make you happy and enjoy your lives. But you'll be here because once you get here, I've met so many people that were somehow drawn here, and I appreciate you so much for sharing what your story is. And that spaceship that you went on a spaceship, and they were very advanced spiritually. So you will be nudged to get that hypnotism going with the right person. There'll be, I think, a woman that will be the person. I don't know who she is, but I'm getting you're going to meet a woman who's a hypnotist, and she will be able to hypnotize you, and actually you'll remember the experience. But I'm getting, for some reason, I'm telling you this, it's going to be a woman. I don't know who it is, where you are. Some woman is going to come into your life, and she's going to be able to hypnotize you. That's what I'm getting.
I should be
You
seeking, or she will find me.
you either will be seeking her or she's going to find you. It's going to be a mixed thing. It's either you're going to be seeking, but this woman, for wherever she is, she's a young woman, and she's a hypnotist, and she is very based on this subject. Some woman, you're going to meet this woman, and she's going to hypnotize you. That's what I'm getting. I don't know where that came from, but you're going to meet this woman. She will hypnotize you. She's just the right person. She's very tuned into this, and she's helped many people. She's going to help you, whoever she is.
All right, we'll let the future take its course.
Yeah, someone said they think there's a woman in here who says she's a hypnotist. Let me see who said that.
Julie Ann.
Julianne, maybe I'm not saying that's her, but all I'm getting is it's a woman who's going to be the one who's going to hypnotize you. That I get. I mean, I'm getting a clear. And when I get this energy, like it's just so clear, man. It's going to be this woman, some woman.
I know what you're saying when clear energy.
Yeah. It's going to be a woman.
Well, listen, my friend, thanks for your time. I will hang around in the comments a bit. But again, thanks for your time. I wanted to tap in, and I'll drop in on you again.
Absolutely. We appreciate your being here, and have a beautiful night. Thanks for being here. And your dog is saying hello, so there you go.
Thanks, buddy. Talk to you soon.
All right, take care. All right. Let's see here. Let me do this here. And we're almost at 100,000. Let's keep the tapping going. We're at 79.5. It's not even 1 o'clock yet. I want to thank our guests for being here. Man, I am actually a hypnotist commander. Oh, Lexicon also is. Yeah, I keep getting, though, he's going to have a woman that's going to be the one who's going to connect with him. And the woman is going to know what to do as a hypnotist to make sure it's done the right way. Very, very beautiful. And I'm not trying to connect with him. Okay, no, I understand that. You're just saying that you're a hypnotist too. Lexicon, I didn't know that about you, so I appreciate that. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's amazing. Thank you, Yaya Spirit. So the one thing that people need to learn about me is because I'm not from Earth, that I tune in on different frequencies depending on the person. When I interview people, I can tune in and read their energy and their stories, and I get information. Don't ask me how that is done, because if I knew that myself, I'd be a billionaire. Not really, but I just go into an automatic knowledge of information. It's like I tap into things and I have the answers. That's why I tell people I don't look at internet websites. I don't look to other people's agendas. I don't care about any of the stuff on the internet. I get my information as direct. It's pure. It's honest. It's direct. You know? Does it work on dogs? Lucy the dog. Oh, you must love dogs. I have a cat. Does it work on dogs? What does that? Let me try to rephrase my English here. What do you mean? Does it work on dogs? Can you explain? I'm getting tongue twisted here for a minute. Lucy the dog. My dog feels it from me for sure. Can I read things about dogs? No, I'm being honest. I can't. I have a cat. Now I talk to my cat all the time. Her name is Missy. She's a ragdoll cat. But I have conversations with my cat all the time. Sometimes it's silly. But my cat knows when she wants dinner when I come home. She waits for me to give her dinner. I don't really have a conversation with my cat, but I love my cat. Let's see here. Commander, do you want another guest? Yes, we'd love to have more guests here. And we're doing C5 contact, and that can be, as was happening, 2 hours of missing time for my last guest, John, who had his first contact with the star people, and you can see it changed his life. He shared his story. All these things should be happening for a purpose and a reason. Matter of fact, all my shows I just want to let people know I have a YouTube channel, which I should not forget to tell you, Ashtar Command Spaceship News on YouTube. You can watch all my encounter shows that you've missed, and I'm sure some of you have missed all my shows. You can watch all those shows and spend 24 hours a day sitting there on YouTube watching my past shows. I'm just kidding you. But you can watch all our shows that have been recorded on the YouTube channel. Do I work for the government? That's the last thing that's a great question. No one's ever asked me, do I work for the government? If I did work for the government, I'd be the one that would be about disclosure. And you know what? The thing is, I don't even have to work for the government because I already know the truth. If I worked for the government, boy, they'd be in trouble. Because the commander, if I worked for the government, I'd be releasing all the top secret documents that are in the Pentagon. They wouldn't keep me in, and they'd be afraid of me. By the time I got done, everybody be running around all over the place trying to figure out what to do. Did you hear about that commander? He worked for our government agency in the Pentagon. He just released all these documents. Yes, Del, yes, I have. When I was a kid, I know not everybody knows my stories, but when I was a kid, preteen in the 60s, yes, I am Lexicon. Yes, commander is a plant. Thank you, Lexicon. Thank you. When I was a kid, I actually had an encounter with men and women on a spaceship. I didn't go on the ship. At least I don't remember. It doesn't mean I didn't go on the ship. But I actually had an encounter. I went up from my kitchen, and my brother and my mother and father were downstairs after dinner. I felt this inclination to go upstairs. Went into my brother's room. I didn't go into my room. Went into my brother's room and saw a spaceship hovering, a flying saucer ship with men, women, and children in light blue space outfits. And they were tall people. The kids weren't as tall. They were human like us, very beautiful. Their energy was like incredibly of a frequency of love, if I had to put it in any other way. And they telepathically communicated with me. We can go on the ships just consciously. Well, first you have to know who you're connecting with to go on the ships. Let's see here. So we'll be getting into some more. I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can. Don't even need to be physically. Well, you could, but it would be a physical thing. So if you go out of body, what I call the Merkaba state is when your physical body is in your bed or whatever, and you physically go into the Merkaba state and do go on the ships that way. But what really is important is to know that as we get into more contact with the star people that you're connected with, it will be definitely physical. It's not going to be in the dream state anymore. It's not going to be in a Merkaba state anymore. You're going to have physical contact. You're going to be physically invited when that time comes, whoever you are out there. Then when you finally connect with your cosmic family, they will take you on their ship. That means that you're a non-biological cosmic family from another planetary system. Everybody's going to have that experience. I'm not going to read everybody's energy and say, you're all going to have it tomorrow, but you are all going to physically have that experience within the next 2 years. Absolutely, in the next 2 years. Whether you believe it or not in yourself or not doesn't matter. You're going to elevate and you're going to evolve spiritually to the point where you will have that experience. Every single person. Yes, everybody. And so that's why it's important, Christopher, that everybody gets centered. Everybody start working on themselves spiritually, meditating. Meditating is a key part of it. Learning about the inner aspects of who you are, being at peace with who you are. Because when you're at peace with who you are, you'll be able to understand when your space family comes connecting with you and taking you on their ship, you're going to have a lot of questions. You will. When we go on the ship, there's 3 of us here that are going on the Ashtar Command ships with April soon. We don't know when soon is. We do know it's going to be within the next few months. But you're going to go, and even for Jay, I would say astral traveling has been the way most people have done it, or through the Merkaba state. I would say to you, Jay, that eventually you're going to also have what we call the physical contact as opposed to the astral. So everybody's going to switch around now. In the next 3 years, all those having an astral connection are going to go into a physical state of contact. Sandy Mills 27, will we be back? Yes. So when we go off planet on the ship soon, the 3 of us that are going with April will be coming back. My parents, my non-biological cosmic parents, are on the ship that I'm going on. So I'll see my 2 sisters and my brother on this spaceship, plus my mother and father, which are off planet. So my human parents here on Earth, they're no longer here. They're not here anymore. But my biological star family, they are here, but they're just off planet. And so what we're going to be doing is going off planet, and we're going to connect with them. We will be documenting everything that happens, and this is our CE5. This is what CE5 is. It is the contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. That's the Earth-based terminology, and that's fine. But that doesn't do justice to the fact that we have star family all over the multiverse, and we are going to interact and connect with them in ways that we never have before. And I'll answer any of your questions here tonight that I can. If you have any questions and you have enough followers, you can come up on live and you can talk on here and ask those questions directly. So if you have over 200 followers and you have any questions about this, we'd be happy to entertain those. If you have over 1,000, you could come on audio and video. The rules of engagement on our show is no foul language, no smoking, no vaping, no drinking, no drugs, any of that stuff. And you have to be over 18, no kids on the show. Can we have many star families? you would have one star family biologically, but you can have many relatives and cousins from other planetary systems. It's only one star family. You don't have many star families. But you'd have one physical star family, just like you have on Earth. You have a mother and a father. The same thing goes off planet. You would have one star family that you're connected to. Am I serious? Yes, I am. I'm absolutely as serious as I'm looking at your question. So this might be mind-blowing there, Christopher. But yes, I am very, very absolutely serious. And I'm as serious as I'm looking at my screen here. Absolutely. I know it sounds, if you're saying it because you're interested, I am serious. I'm here to bust the matrix of everybody's belief systems. Commander, did your sisters and brothers choose not to have Earth parents? Probably, Jan. That's a great question. I chose to come here to bust the matrix, so I was the one who decided to come here. And even before I knew about them, growing up, I didn't know who these. I only learned about now. I knew I came here from Mars when I was a kid, and I knew I came from somewhere else when I was a kid. Now I kept it underground until I came out of the closet back around many years ago. But yeah, they chose to do what they're doing on the ships off planet. I chose to come here, and sometimes I think, why did I even choose to come here? But yeah. So I'm from Mars, Christopher. Yes. So Mars is inhabited by 10 to 15 million inhabitants. I appreciate the question, Christopher. So yeah, so Mars is actually a very breathable, living planet. And if one were to see the real pictures of Mars, Mars has an atmosphere with a blue atmosphere, a blue sky. It has breathable oxygen. Uh, and I said, nothing wrong. Okay. It was probably a mistake, Michelle. Probably a mistake. So the moderators do not delete any of Michelle's comments. She was one of my guests here, so I'm just letting my moderators know, leave Michelle alone. Okay, so to answer your question, Mars has 10 to 15 million inhabitants on the planet, and people live within the planet of Mars. The waterways, the oceans, and everything are within the planet. And on the surface, there are areas now with vegetation, and there are some surface dwellers. Okay, she wasn't muted. Okay, Chesno. Thank you, Commander. You're welcome. So I don't believe in aging. So Crystal Celeste, I don't talk about aging. That's an Earth-based thing. But I will tell you that, let me go back to your question. So yes, so I'm going to give you an answer of the starseed part of it. We are all starseed. So when I say starseed, I mean that the starseed is that you come from a galactic spiritual family, mother and father off planet. You decide to come here and you choose to be here and you become human. Or you have the human body, the human experience. The human body is like a space outfit for me, for most people. So this is your human experience body, but you come from another planet with spiritual family, mothers and fathers that are from another planetary system. But you and your family say, okay, I'm going to come to Earth. So many of you who consider yourself starseed chose to come here to this planet. You just said, I'm coming here. You came here to do mission work, and you're doing it. You're finding out who you are as you grew older from your being a baby. You now understand what your mission is. I don't know if that answers your question, but I define starseed as coming from somewhere beyond Earth, choosing to come here. Yes. Do you believe in God? All the space people, St. Darren, believe in God. Not the same way Earth people do. In Earth, everyone believes in God on a dollar bill, God in a religion. And they also, and the problem with Earth is everybody has a religion, and they divert the understandings of what God is. So from a galactic standpoint, God is very much a loving, universal thing. So God exists on all the different planetary systems. God is, you're welcome, Karen. Crystal Celeste, I'm sorry. Wendy, good night. Have a good evening. So God, from our perception of reality, where I come from, is universal. There are no churches, there are no temples, there are no mosques, there are no Bibles or Bible thumpers. Okay? And understanding the concept of God is that on earth, you have a 3D concept of God. Where we come from, God is universal, God is love, God is light, God is expanding of all life. On earth, there's a distortion of God that has been created by man. It has nothing to do with who God is. So yes, we believe in God. We also believe in Christ consciousness. We also believe in the fact that Jesus, who came to earth, came from the stars. We don't just believe it, we know it. Jesus came on a mission just like every other light worker on a big mission, and then he left the planet on a spaceship. Now, this is not taught to you in 3D religion, so of course, how could they teach you this? It goes to the very face of religion on earth. But Jesus, just like other star beings or other star seed or other light workers, was a major light worker. Jay, good. So yes, Saint, we do believe in God, and God is universal. God is not on a dollar bill. Unfortunately, on earth, I kind of kid around about that, but they say, in God we trust on a dollar bill. You know, other planets, there is no dollar bill. You know, I've had UFO contact all my life. I'm from Ireland. I've been a Christ consciousness a few. Hey, Saint, we'd love to have you on. Oh, but Saint has 61 followers. Everybody follows Saint Darren. We need to get Saint Darren up to 200. It won't be that hard. If everybody follows him, I think we can do it. We have 241 people here. This is going to be the biggest step I've made to get somebody live here. I want to hear Darren's story, St. Darren's story in Ireland. Let's get him up to 200. Jesus was actually he came in human form, but he was really from outer space. I know this flies in the face of people's traditional belief systems, but I'm going to say it the way it is. Jesus was definitely a Christ, the being of light, and he came in human form just like many other people, just like me, but he wasn't from earth. When they say he ascended in the clouds, what do you think Jesus did? He went on a spaceship. I know it flies in the face of religion, but that's what I do. I fly in the face of religion. He went back up in a spaceship. Universal consciousness called Christ consciousness, because off planet, very good question. I think it's Kalisha. Nice to meet you. So really, when you talk about the universal consciousness, the Christ consciousness is actually universal. So really, it's all connected. The Christ consciousness exists on every planetary system beyond Earth. So then, yes, you're actually connecting universal consciousness. Christ consciousness is not limited to one planet. It's universal, totally universal. I've had UFO contact all my life. I'm from Ireland. Everybody follows St. Darren. We need to get St. Darren up to 200. He's at 85 right now. He's almost at 100 people following him. It's going to be a little bit of a journey, but if we don't get him on tonight, we're going to get him on here. We're going to get you up to 200. If 200 people follow you right now, you'll be over 200. So everybody follow St. Darren right now so we can get him on here on the show and do an interview with him. Yes, when they say God and the divine, we thank the universe. Yes. It's all connected, you see. There's no separations. On Earth, we tend to separate everything. But when we put everything together as one, it's all universal. It's all connected, right? It's a beautiful thing. Everything is connected. Yes, that's absolutely correct. And everybody here has you're all asking really good questions. You know, we have some of the best questioners here on my program. You're asking excellent questions. So I have to thank all of you. Without your questions, I'd be sitting here saying, what am I doing? All right. St. Darren, we're going to get you up to 200. I don't know where you are right now. Let me see here. He's at 106. We need 100 more people to follow him. 100 more people to follow Darren, St. Darren. 100 more people. And now, how quickly could this be done? If everybody follows him right now, I have 245 people watching the show here. If you all take the time to go to St. Darren's profile and press follow, I will get him on here. We'll do an interview with him in Ireland. It really does. It's 106. I have 244 people on here right now. Everybody stay focused on St. Darren. On the Encounters show, we can definitely interview him. We can get him up here, hear his stories. He's got a lot to tell. I can already tell that. And we can do an interview. Yeah, Dustin, thank you for doing that. And when you tell me you followed him, say I followed him. We have 235 people, 39. I want everybody to follow him right now. Everybody. Hey, Levick. Okay, Karen's following him. Good, good, good. You folks are good. You're doing it. Let's see where he is now. Oh, let's see. I'm at the wrong person here. Let's see. Let's go to St. Darren. He has 120 right now. We're going to get you up there, man. He need 80 more people out of 237. We need 80 more people right now to follow him. 80 people out there out of 237. Press your buttons all at once and follow him. I can get him on here. We're going to do a nice little interview here. We're going to do a great interview with him once we can get him on here. Yeah, Rosa, it's St. Darren, Darren, St. Darren. St. Darren. That's the person you're going to follow, St. Darren. Moderator, so you can pin up his thing again. Pin it up so people can see it on the screen, St. Darren. Thank you. He's at 123. Come on, folks. Let's do it. He's at 123, St. Darren. And after you follow him, let me know that you followed him. Every single person. I do this for every person since I've been on TikTok. If I see somebody that close and they have a story to tell, I want to get them up to 200. Good, Rabbi. Michelle, definitely. We're going to definitely do that too. If we don't get to that tonight, we'll definitely have you on tomorrow night, Thursday. What's tomorrow? Thursday? I'm losing track of Earth time here. Michelle's been our guest before. She has some really cool stuff to share. Let's see. Let me see where he is right now. He's at 135. We have 236 people on here. We're getting close. He has 135 followers. So we need to keep going there. We got 135 on St. Darren. Everybody who's not following him, please do it. Do it for the show. Do it so he can tell his story. And we all love to hear people around the world share their stories. Thank you. We have 103,000 likes. Please follow the show as well. If you're liking it, please follow it. Follow each other. Secret. Welcome to TikTok. And welcome to Encounters. You found the best show here. It's one of the few shows here that is actually a show. And let's see what's happening. We're going backwards here. And I think St. Darren hopefully will be getting up there pretty quickly. I'm going to go backwards here. St. Darren is the person you want to focus on right now. We're going to get him on to do an interview. He's still at 135, folks. Come on, we can do better. 135. We have 233 in terms of the people watching us all over the world. We need to get him on here. So you have 135 people following him. If you're just on here now, we're doing a thing to up the numbers for a person named St. Darren in Ireland. And we want to get him on here to be interviewed about his UFO experiences with us on the show. So every single person that's not following him, go to St. Darren 2233781 and follow him right now. I'm just going to repeat it. St. Darren, Darren. 223-3781. Let me see where he is right now. I appreciate Chesno keeping his name up there. He's at 138. He's almost at 140. And like I said, if we don't get him to 200 tonight, we're going to get him to 200 by Thursday evening. 138 right now, St. Darren. And then if you do the math, we have 257 people on here. Everybody who just is in here, please follow St. Darren. He just said he had a UFO contact all his life. I'm from Ireland. I work in Christ consciousness. I want to hear his story. A person that has UFO contact all his life. I think it's going to be interesting to hear his story. You know? Let's see where he is now. He's at 143. We're getting up there, folks. We're getting up there. He's at 143. So if we get 60 more people on here who are not following him, please follow St. Darren 223-3781. My moderators have pinned his profile. Just press his picture and follow him. The profile is right on here right now. It's been pinned, and we'll have him pin it again. It's 2 seconds left on the pin. So we'll keep pinning it until we get him up to 200. We'll repin it. Okay, thank you. He's at 143. We have 242 people watching the show here. If you're not following St. Darren in Ireland, he has a great many stories to tell regarding his UFO sightings, and we'd like to hear his story, but you can help us do that by following him. Also, I want to thank everybody for their gifts tonight. I still have a goal here. I have 6 disco hats or cowboy hats that were taken. I need to get 2 more hats to reach my goal. So if you have not gifted me and you like the show, you like the work we're doing here on TikTok, please show your love for what we do here. We appreciate your gifts. Okay, so any gifting is definitely welcome as we're doing this. Thank you, Chesno, for reminding people to do that. We certainly appreciate that, brother. So we are looking to get 2 more hats. You can gift me anything you want. You can do a rose. You can do anything you want in your TikTok gifts. But please become a subscriber. We definitely appreciate the subscriptions to our show. Become a subscriber for a month, 2 months, whatever you wish to do. Yeah, definitely. Let's see here where he is. Honey McReynolds, thank you so much for the hat. I have 1 more hat to go. 1 more hat. Oh, thank you. I have 1 more hat to go, and then I'll reach my goal with that 1 more hat. We're going to stay here till about 1:30, and then we're going to end the show at 1:30. We're going to do an extra, a little bit longer. Rabbi, thank you. I'm setting up a new goal for the work we do here, and we're going to change it. So we're going to change up the goal here. We're going to go to the cap. We love the cap. The baseball cap seems to be really, I'm putting 8 baseball caps on the shelf for people that are loving what we do here, the work we do on the show. I'm going to pin 8 baseball caps. So now we have baseball caps, okay? So maybe you didn't like the cowboy hat. So take a baseball cap. There are 8 of them available. They're going to go quickly before I sign out of here at 8:30. 8:30, what am I talking about? We're not going to be on here all night. 100 girls, thank you for the baseball cap. That's what happens when you get a little bit tired after being live for so many long periods of time. If I was on till 8:30, I would not be the same person you're talking to right now. Guaranteed. The commander would be probably floating in the air. Who knows? But I thank you all for being here. I'm going to try to get. Tiffany says, I'm the same way, Commander, when I'm tired. I can believe it. And we're going to see where St. Darren is. Is St. Darren still with us? He is here somewhere. We're at 151. We need another 50 people to follow St. Darren. And I'm okay if, thank you for putting that. Wow, that's really weird. All right. Okie dokie. I'm starting to see things now. 151. Now, either I'm seeing things or whatever to the right side of me. I thought I saw like, I have a crystal that I have lighting that changes the beauty of this crystal. And we'll be right back, folks. Please keep them up there. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back here with you folks. Alrighty. We are here. We didn't go off planet. We weren't taken on the spaceship yet. If you thought I was on the spaceship, you're still eating the Mexican chili pops. I heard about that. April. So we're still here. When I do go on the ship, I will give you pre-notice before I get taken on the ship. I will let you know. The commander's still here. I didn't go on the Ashtar ship yet. But you never know. It could happen some night when you least expect it. So I don't know if we're going to get Darren on here or not, St. Darren. We hope so. And Chesno, where are we with St. Darren? Is he close? We're at 152. Well, St. Darren, you are a friend of ours. We are following you. I think what we're going to have to do is maybe tomorrow night try to get more people to follow you to get you up there. We have 217 people on here now. We just need another 50 people to follow you. If you don't know who St. Darren is, please follow him. You see the little person like on the pinned up thing? We have 26 seconds. It's pinned up here. So you want to follow him. And let's see, can we pin him up here? How do you pin somebody? I don't remember how that works. Anyway, yeah, everyone keep following him. Darren 2233781. Thank you, Frederica. Thank you for the likes and everything. Yes, he's pinned. Let's see here. We're keeping him going. That the pinning is a good thing. He is pinned at 154. But no big deal. We'll get him up there. It's just taking a little bit more time. A little bit more time. We've had a great show tonight. We had some really, I'm really psyched for John Connors that he actually had his contact. I understand, Rod. Yeah. Hey, Lalak 911. Thank you. Yeah, I think tomorrow night we'll have him on. Saint Darren, if you're on tomorrow night after 11, we're going to get you up to the other 50 or 60 people to follow you. And if anyone else wants to have any final comments or come up here to share anything, TikTok on the ship. There won't be possible because the vibrational patterns on the Ashtar ship, it's just that it is, the technology won't work. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Let me see who did that. Oh, Jackie, thank you for the corgi. I have a final comment. Of course, we're going to bringing April off the spaceship. I'm going to take April off the spaceship and put her on here with me. Let's see if that works here. And I just invited her to come on from the spaceship. Honey McNarls, thank you for the cap. I have 6 more baseball caps I need. And now, without further ado, off the spaceship is April.
I just wanted to tell you that I loved you, brother.
I gotta tell people to the right of me about 10 or whatever minutes ago now, I have this beautiful crystal that is like a beautiful long crystal with a lighting that changes the color of the crystal. And either I'm getting tired or I thought I saw something like translucent energy to the right of me. And then I looked because I was like, wait, what was that? So maybe it's the lighting of the crystal, or I don't know. Maybe I'm tired.
I know, I believe you, because that stuff happens to me all the time, especially when they're coming close for contact. Like, weird things will happen with my crystals. Like, some of them almost seem like they're flashing.
Yeah.
It's strange. And I'm always thinking it's in my head.
Yeah. Well, I know that you are, in the next 2 weeks, you're going back on the spaceship. Don't ask me how I know that. I just know you are. They have, there'll be new information, and this is interesting. How would I even know this? They'll have more information about contact. They're finally my father, I think they've been waiting. They're going to give very specific information about contact. And that's going to be, you're going to get this in the next 2 weeks when you go on the ship.
Oh,
How do I know this?
I hope so, because they've been mum's the word so far. Every time I ask, they it's like they try to shut me down. It's like they don't want to give a specific date. I think it's because they're waiting for the rest of them to get here, and they don't know when all that's going to happen. Oh, speaking of which, before I even go any further, I almost forgot to tell you, as I was pulling out of my driveway, there was some stuff going up on my mountains. More ships were coming in. And I got it on video too, because my daughter's like, what is going on up there? Because my daughter witnessed it too. And she's like, what is going on up there? And I was like, I don't know. And I was looking, I was like, oh my God. I said, what is going on? Mikey wasn't flared up, but Lily was like, I don't know what she was up there. She was up there doing something. And so I zoomed in on it and I videotaped it, and the Bigfoots were pulling a portal open. Like, you can clearly make out their bodies are making a complete circle, pulling a portal open, which means there was ships coming in. So more ships came in.
Yes, and that's what they're waiting for, the ships.
Yeah.
So we need to. So that's new information for everybody. That I'm glad I put you back on here. So that was tonight. More spaceships of the Ashtar Command over the mountains where she is. She's in northern Vermont, and that's where the ships of the command are. They're basing themselves very protectively over that area. It's a very remote area of Vermont. So this is new breaking information on encounters. More ships over the mountains, Ashtar ships appearing over the mountains tonight in northern Vermont where April is. Correct?
Yes.
And she is videotaped. She's documenting everything. So they are videotaped. When you get a chance, send me a copy. I want to.
Absolutely.
And we can maybe show the videotape if possible, or frame it to show it of the ship. Ashley, thank you. So now that it's almost 1:30, I think it's time for the commander to end the show for tonight.
Commander's gotta work. Okay, everybody have a good night. Commander, I love you. I just wanted to tell you that.
Yep.
Have
And
a good night.
we send that same feeling back to you and your daughter and everybody. Have a great night, everybody. We love everybody here too. And have a good night. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night on Encounters. Everybody, take care. Thank you for the gifts. And remember, April 13th, we'll have more information about our gathering at the Apple Orchard. April's coming down with her daughter, and we're going to have some very interesting activity at the Apple Orchard that night. I know Chesno's going to be there. We're going to have quite a grouping of our Ashtar Command contact group in Connecticut. So that will be a special broadcast April 13th at 8 p.m. in the Apple Orchard field. And things are getting really amped up here, folks. So take care, everybody. Be blessed. This has been CmdrAleon. And again, keep your eyes to the skies and meditate. There you go.